everybody, welcome back to Mrs. Thompson, the YouTube channel. This actually is the 16th word in our Word of the Day series in association with Mrs. Wordsmith. So what I wanted to do quickly was just direct you. I've been putting a link in every single description for every single video to the Mrs. Wordsmith website, but I wanted to just quickly encourage you to have a look at their website. So click on the link in the description. There are lots of things that you can purchase on there, lots of products, but they are also releasing at the moment loads and loads of free things that you can download, fun little activities you can do at home to increase your vocabulary. If you've got little brothers or sisters, or if you're a parent watching this and you've got children who are slightly younger or who are slightly, perhaps struggling a little bit to access some of the more complex vocabulary, then I would definitely encourage you to have a look at their website, because they have got some really lovely fun phonics games and things to help your child with reading at home. So check them out. There's some free resources that you can download on there as well, so it's not all payable stuff. And as a teacher, I've been using their resources for now 2 years maybe, and I genuinely cannot speak highly enough of them. You do need to do it every day. You do need to keep revisiting the things that you've learned through Mrs. Wordsmith, but the impact on the writing of the children that I teach and the children across the school that I teach in, and indeed the trust, has just been phenomenal. So keep plugging away, keep referring back to those words that you're learning with your child, or the phonics that you're going through with your child, and there will be an impact. So check out the website. Right, now we are going to get into the video for today's word. Now today's word is quite a nice word actually. Well, it's not a nice word, but it's quite an interesting word, and it makes me laugh. So today's word of the day is snubbed. Snubbed. Okay, the word is snubbed. It sounds funny to say it, doesn't it? And actually, if you look at the picture, you can see that the character, the tall bird-like character, is kind of turning away. She's looks a bit snooty. She's like turning her nose up. The poor dog is just trying to give her some flowers. He's maybe trying to ask her on a date, ask her out to dinner, and she's just snubbed him. So if you look at the definition, the description of what the word means, it means ignored or rejected, like how you feel if someone rudely turns you down. Now what I want you to do now is just pause the video and have a chat with the people around you. If there are no people at home, if you're doing this activity on your own, just pause the video and think about the following. Think about films that you've watched or books that you've read where a character is snubbed. So the one that springs to my mind is this scene in Harry Potter, where Ron and Harry are really trying to get a date to the Yule Ball. It's the big event of the season, and everybody's got a date, and all the other boys in school have managed to get the courage to ask a girl to dance. And Ron Weasley, he asks Fleur Delacour to be his date to the dance, and he gets snubbed. Fleur says, "No, sorry, I've already got a date." And then Harry goes and asks his secret crush / not so secret crush, Cho Chang, to go to the ball, and he gets snubbed too. So there are two characters getting snubbed. They get turned down, and those girls say to them, "Sorry, I can't go to the dance with you." Usually if someone does it, if someone is snubbed, it's kind of in a bit of a slightly rude way. So picture the scene. You have just created the most beautiful bit of artwork, maybe a beautiful card for a friend, or a really lovely piece of artwork for a special grown-up in your life. You've put ages into it, you've worked really hard, you go up to them, you're really excited, you're holding this picture, you've made it for them, you've put loads of time and effort in, and they sort of go, "Oh yeah, great, thanks, nice." You kind of feel a bit like, oh, it's a bit rude. You feel a bit rejected. You feel a bit sad. You feel like you've kind of been snubbed. Now, it's interesting because if you have a candle, if you ever think of a candle, think of a candle, think of that burning flame, and if you snub the flame out, it means that you put the flame out quickly. And it does feel a bit like that, doesn't it? When you do something really brave, or you put a lot of effort into something, or you get up the courage to ask that special someone to be your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, or to go to the party with you. You get up the courage to buy them some flowers for Valentine's Day, and they're just not interested. It kind of feels like your excitement has been put out like a candle, doesn't it? So that is the word of the day. Oh, you know what we haven't done? We haven't thought of an action. I like doing actions, actually. So, you could think of your own action at home. You could pause the video and think of your own action at home. Let me think. What about this? That's kind of what you do, isn't it? If you're not interested and you're not really wanting to listen to what, but that's going to be my action. Snubbed. You've got to have a bit of a movement with it. Let's try it. Let's try it together. Snubbed. It's a bit like talk to the hand, because the face don't want to know. Interesting. Right, let's do it. Snubbed. It means ignored or rejected, like how you feel when someone rudely turns you down. You are going to have 2 activities to do with the word of the day today. The word is snubbed. Now, your first activity is going to be your handwriting activity, as always. Now, I'm going to run a time lapse for that in just a sec, but I want to just say something quickly about your handwriting. I am so pleased to say that so many children in my class have been doing the handwriting every day, and they've been practicing really hard. What I would advise is that you pause the video partway through the handwriting just to double check that you have got the spelling exactly right, because I know that when you're worrying about the formation of your letters and you're worrying about making your joins look gorgeous, you can sometimes forget about the spelling. So you might want to watch the video the whole way through and double check that your spelling is accurate before you go and write it down, because when we learn all these amazing words, it's great and we can use them in our writing, and our writing sounds more grown up, and it's really excellent to learn new words, but it kind of spoils it a little bit if we spell them wrong all the time. It's less impressive. And spelling is not always the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. The world does not collapse if you spell something incorrectly. But I know how clever you guys all are, and I know that that's something you can do. So just slow down. Don't panic about having to complete this super quickly. You're at home. You have got more time than you would have in school. So really, the quality of your handwriting and the quality of your spelling, and the fact that you can watch it over and over and over again before you jump into your handwriting, should mean that the quality goes up. Okay, so I'm going to run the time lapse for the handwriting, which is challenge number 1. Pause it, analyse how I've formed my letters, and make yours absolutely stunning. Don't forget, the word of the day is snubbed, and it means ignored or rejected, like how you feel if someone rudely turns you down. Okay, so you have by now finished probably your handwriting challenge. If you haven't, if you're re-watching the video over and over, that's absolutely fine. But you will do your challenge, your second challenge afterwards. So I'm going to now talk you through challenge number 2. And challenge number 2 today is a bit more of a fun activity that you can get involved in. I want you to think about, now if you're anything like me, I have been watching loads of lovely movies just recently. Obviously we're all at home at the moment. I've been reading lots of lovely storybooks. I've been working very hard too, but I've also had a chance to watch, you know, some TV shows and some movies and things like that. And I want you guys to think about the TV shows and the movies that you have watched. It doesn't have to be just recently. It could be TV shows and movies that you've watched in the past as well. And I want you to think about all those characters in those films that get snubbed. Okay, so I'm going to give you another example. I used the example from Harry Potter, but I'm also going to give you another example just to get you started. Now, have you seen the movie Cinderella? There are 2 movies of Cinderella. I watched the cartoon one the other day on Disney+. It's amazing. In that movie, the 2 ugly sisters are really excited to go to the ball. And they are really excited to meet the prince, and they both want to impress him. They both want to get married, but the prince is just not interested, and he kind of just shuts them down. He snubs them. He's not interested. He wants Cinderella, and they kind of like, oh, prince, brilliant, lovely, amazing. And the prince is kind of like, oh, Cinderella. So he gets a bit distracted, and the 2 ugly sisters feel that they've been quite snubbed. So that is your example. I want you to think about things in TV or film or books. You could actually add some in from real life if you like. You don't have to. Situations where people have been snubbed. And I want you to describe some of those situations to me. Now, how you describe them is up to you. What I'm going to do when I do this challenge, I'm going to draw a lovely picture, and then I'm going to write a couple of sentences underneath. Now, I remember when we talked about this word in school, it was quite a while ago now, because we have learnt this word before. When we learnt this word in school, somebody told me some hilarious stories about people who felt that they had been snubbed, or watching somebody get snubbed when they were asking somebody to go to the disco with them. That's a bit sad. Don't write things that make you sad. Anyway, I want you to think about times or situations where somebody has been snubbed, and you're going to draw it. You could do a comic strip. If you don't like drawing, you could just write a little paragraph to tell me about it. And so you're probably going to end up with a picture and a couple of little sentences underneath to tell you what's going on. So I look forward to seeing those. Well done for learning your new word today. I can't believe we are all the way up to word number 16. You guys have been amazing. Mrs. Wordsmith is super, super proud of you. Don't forget to check out her website. I'll put the link down here. Check out some of her free resources. And I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow for another word of the day. Bye.